Alright, is this working or not? That's the real question. What's good? Ooh, this is my Steam library. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What's good, everybody? What's good? Happy Monday, end of the month. It is... What is the day? It's the 31st. I had to check. How y'all been? That's a good question. I have to let you know, though. I have just released a Serum Bank, a Serum 2 Bank. It's only $14. You can grab it now. Beautiful artwork worked on by my homie Troy. You haven't watched a stream in a minute? Well, welcome back. It's also going to be one of the prizes for the beat battle today. And on top of that, too, we did get... It's not really a sponsorship because like they didn't pay me or anything. They didn't tell me to say anything good about their plugin. They just said, hey, like you can use this plugin as a prize. Well, actually, they just sent me the free plugin, and then I said, hey, could I like get a second copy to use as a prize? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? So this is another prize. If you win, you do get a copy of this awesome Hornet Balance EQ plugin. The way it works, if you don't know, is it just listens to your beat, and then not necessarily your beat, but I like it on melodies personally. So I just throw it on my melody bus, let it do its work, let it listen to my melody, and then it gives me a more balanced mix on my melody. Kind of crazy what it does. But anyways, we shall get into the judging of the beats. If you don't know how this works, only the top 30 beats will get played. We don't have a co-judge today. I decided to do this one solo dolo, you know what I mean? So it's just gonna be up to me. It's just gonna be up to me. But it looks like we have some pretty clear favorites to start. Alright, I think there's a lot of cool stuff you did with your beat. I know this isn't really like a review feedback kind of dealio here, but I thought it was really cool. I felt like the drums kind of, they were there, they were very present, but like they didn't necessarily align with the melody in the greatest way, so I feel like you could have like shored that up with like some sidechain, throw on like a RC20 kind of something on there to give the vibes more of that crunchy feel. But overall, I think it was pretty good. The piano was a strong point for me. I really loved the piano. I do like piano in general. So it was beautiful. You had some nice chops go in there too. You only got 2? That's crazy. It means you voted for yourself twice. That was good. That was really clean. The only like I have like no real complaints. That was beautiful. I really like personally. I have to state my bias. I kind of fuck with that kind of style of music a little bit. I do listen to a good amount of Two Hollis. I could see that there. I feel like you were lacking a little in the low end, just a tiny bit, but like it was gorgeous. Everything about it was really beautiful, from the start to the finish. We got Yapper with a bunch of numbers. I think there's some cool stuff. There's a lot of things that I don't think are the greatest personally. Like I hated your chord progression. There was a little bit too much dissonance at times. 7 votes feels a little sus to me, low-key, at that point. But you know what? Once it got going, like at the minute mark, there were some more interesting things kind of coming in there to shore up what you had and bring it together. But the beginning was a little bit more weak for me personally. We got Franny. I think it's clean. It's very clean. I think you had some cool kind of transitional components going on with your arrangement, like the little drum bits you had here and there. My biggest beef with it is the hi-hat sample and the hi-hat pattern. Both of them were less than desirable for me personally, but I did think the chill vibes were 100% there, and it was kind of nice. Joss Knowlting.
Just play around.
All right, I'm gonna say it's really like it's interesting. I'll go with that. I don't really love the 808 you used or necessarily the pattern that goes with it, but I thought the switch up was really nice. I keep a list of all the submissions I judge. I score them out of 10. I bumped your score up by 0.5 once I got to the switch up bit with the Memphis sample. I thought that was a cool idea. The way it kind of came in was nice, so I thought that was good. Definitely a stronger point in the beat. Plug with no perks. That's not a plug, my guy. That's just a regular person. Alright, I'm not going to submit any of y'all to that suffering any further. I think there's some interesting ideas. You're getting creative. That's a good thing. Power to you. Let's get creative. Let's do some unique shit here. You know what I mean? But like, dog, what are you doing? It came in awkward. It got really repetitive after a while. You had some interesting ideas. Just nothing was really fleshed out, and the arrangement didn't really feel right at all. I thought this said Maze beats Cox, but don't worry about that. Alright, Maze beats Cooks. I think you did cook relatively well here, personally. My beef is I just think your mixing game here is horrendously lacking. Like your snare's too loud. The kick and the 808 are fighting at times, and it really detracts. Like it really wasn't good at times. And then your 808's like soft as hell. It's like a tiny little baby 808 at times. Your mix was holding you back so substantially because like you have a good beat, it hits hard kind of, and like the rhythm is there, the melody is there, the ideas are there, the arrangement idea was really cool too. I like how it came in, but it fell apart pretty quickly once the mixing kind of came into play. We got a gambling addict in chat. Jesus, man. Your beat is on the 7th page. It's not gonna get played by me. We're only doing the first like top 30 beats. We got Ravoni.
Ravoni for the world.
feel like you don't need to say too much about this beat because like the resonance at the beginning was enough to just kind of make me hate my life. But at the end of the day, like there are some good things going on here. You got some nice leads, you got some nice melodic patterns and stuff. The drums, they're not really the most solid. Like the 808 I wasn't crazy about. The hi-hats are almost non-existent. The clap was stupidly quiet. I think you could kind of clean that up with mixing, maybe like some different patterns. Someone asked why'd they get disqualified. I'm pretty sure no one is like actually disqualified. I undisqualified everyone. I don't know why it does that. I have no control over it. You know what? You're not disqualified, so quit bitching. You're not allowed to complain if it's not actually the case. Devo Big Balla. What is this name? This is the greatest thing I've ever read in my life. If celery was a sound, I'm pinning that. If celery was a sound, yeah. There's a lot to say here, and not all of it is gonna be positive. Most of it's probably gonna be negative. The mix is kind of nasty, disgusting, and it makes me like just really revolt deep inside. You did like a weird 808 slide at one point, and I was like, why the fuck are you doing that? It just didn't make sense. It just felt awkward. It was kind of like a long slide too. It was not the greatest. The melody gets repetitive, and there's like some issues where it's like you have reverb or the notes just have crazy release or something. I don't even know. But it just kept holding, and it created a lot of dissonance in your harmony, so it was less than enjoyable at times. Too much celery, no juice. Nobody drinks celery juice. We got 1 layers. What do you mean, can I submit? Yeah, you can't submit no more beats. It's over. You gotta wait till next month.
You will not destroy me.
Yeah, so I know I said earlier, like, I keep a list of all the submissions I listen to. I give them a score out of 10. I'm not going to tell anyone the scores. That's going to stay, like, private information for whatever reason I can make up on the spot. But this one, I also want to say, like, I write notes. I write notes for why I'm giving them these scores. I'm going to tell you what I wrote. The 808 sounds deep fried. Your intro was cool. You spammed the fuck out of your snare roll, and what the fuck happened to your CTM? That's my question. That's also why I gave you a score that you may not love, but that's besides the point. I don't know what you did with your 808, but it sounded like you oversaturated it too much. Like you went a little too crazy on there. I don't know what happened to your CTM 808 or whatever 808 that was, but it sounded like a CTM just went wrong. I don't know what happened. I'm still kind of concerned. I've never heard a CTM do that. Whatever. Your intro was cool though. I like that. We'll end on a positive note. This also beats me somehow. Ooh, we got Mihai. You know what? I'm ready to listen, Mihai. We already went over this. Absolutely no one got disqualified. If you got disqualified, it's not true. Don't believe the lies. Mihai, what I gotta say about your beat was I think the guitar was cool. I liked how it kind of came in. It was an interesting kind of little drop. It was very quick, but it was interesting. It got a little played out after a while. Like you just kind of had something and it took a little too long to go somewhere else. That's not the biggest issue, I think, but it wasn't like my favorite thing, obviously. And I also kind of felt like the drums were like a tiny bit, a little robotic feeling. This is like the challenge when you use like acoustic drums. Yeah, I said 30. 30. We got Moogie. I think the melody, like the futuristic glow melody, I think it's good. I'm not a big fan of futuristic glow, but I can respect what is here, and I can try and be objective. I do think the 808 was not really working too great. It had like a little bit too much high end at times, or other times it was just kind of like too punchy. There wasn't much going on with it that I enjoyed, and that kind of detracted a little bit. The mix felt a little messy at times as well, like just a lot was going on, and then you spammed this chant for God knows how long, and I couldn't do that anymore. But I think it's definitely a strong beat, strong submission, and I would like to see, like you clean this up. Maybe one day you submit another futuristic low beat, and you've learned from these mistakes or whatever you want to call them. Got it. Shut up, Rafa. Yeah, so I think there's some good stuff here. I think the melody's good. There's some things I would have done differently in the melody, but that's like, just perspective, my own opinion, your own opinion. I think it's pretty clean what you did with the melody. That's definitely the strongest point of the beat. I think the mixing kind of falls a little flat. Like some things are really quiet, some things are really loud, some things just have a lot of reverb for some reason, and it takes up so much space that it feels like there's not enough space for a lot of other things. That's besides the point, because I don't know, there's nothing we can really do about it anymore. You've submitted the beat, it's over. But that's kind of like my thoughts on that. I gotta check my notes. Yeah, and the clap was quiet. I think I mentioned that. We got Tomer.
The middle children of history, man.
Hockey.
We have no Great War, no Great Depression.
Hey, yo, True, play that shit back.
Our Great Depression.
This nigga SP saucing it up.
Alright, I think there's a lot of really good things here. The mix is nasty. You did good. You did really good. I think your variation is decent enough, but I think that's definitely like where you're lacking the most. Like it doesn't really take me on a journey as some of the other beats may have. I'm not going to name any names. But I think that's kind of where in terms of a beat battle, like you could elevate this a lot more. You could bring about some more variation and just bring in more unique new things to keep me excited. Once it dropped, it was crazy. Like I said, the mix was good. The 808 patterns were good. It was really nice. This is one of the strongest beats of the submissions or whatever. We got Prod by Tempo. Yeah, I think this has a similar problem to the last one in that like there's a lack in variation, and then you kind of bring about some variation. You half time the melody there. It kind of made your rhythms feel a little weird, so you probably could have variated the drums or just like introduced something completely different and new there. I want to see you get creative with it. You know, bring something different, excite me at every step of the way. In a non, I'm not gonna complete the sentence. I could get banned. Who knows? Also, your melody was a little quiet compared to the drums. That's not the biggest issue. I feel like your 808 could have been a little bit louder or a little bit beefier. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Our themes. You see, goddamn, you cooked. The intro was crazy. Honestly, I don't even feel like I have to give you like feedback. It was really good. I don't have like many complaints. Like the mix was questionable at times, I guess. Like not the strongest, but like overall it was really good. Everything you had was really good. The variation was nice. You threw in this crazy guitar riff at this one point. That was awesome. I think you had like an 808 at one point, which was a nice switch from like the acoustic drums. Your acoustic drums felt great, which is like not the easiest thing to do. It was awesome. That was crazy good. The engineer, what do you have for us? All right. So what I gotta say about this is maybe, you know what, I know most people here probably produce trap beats or something adjacent or similar. And we gotta respect music that comes from a different genre. You know what I mean? And I think this is a great opportunity because, like, low key, this is a flex. Like, everything he just did here was kind of flexing on my ears. And I gotta respect that. I gotta appreciate what he did. I think the sound selection was good. The mix was really clean for what he's trying to go for. And I do have a soft spot for this kind of music because, like, you know, I did play games. I do watch anime. I know people were saying the JoJo kind of thing, because Loki, it kind of had that vibe. It was crazy though what he did. If that was MIDI, yeah. If any of that was MIDI, like not any of that. If the sax was MIDI though, honestly, damn, that's the biggest flex. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna tell you where it ranks, but it was definitely a strong submission, to be honest with you. We got Jombe. This is a great beat. Honestly, if I have to say anything negative in context of what we're doing here, which is a beat battle, in case you're not aware, my critical feedback is that it's got so much room. Like it feels more like a beat for an artist than a beat battle. And that's kind of what detracts from it, because like the mix is immaculate, the melody's great, everything on it is really good, it hits hard. It's just got so much room. It's not necessarily a beat battle beat, but it's a gorgeous, like, chef's kiss kind of beat for an artist. You know what I mean? How do you submit? You don't. Submissions ended like days ago. Voting ended hours ago. You're late. You're behind. I'm sorry. It's over for you. You're way too late. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna plug myself real quick. I got the Riley Serum Stash 2. I don't know why we put the 2 there. But the story, if I can even show this, don't worry about this. I don't even know where I keep my serum kits. The story though is basically like whenever I'm sound designing, I just make sounds all the time. Because I typically just like make my own sounds for whatever beat I'm making for fun, because I enjoy doing that. I just throw them in, like I save the sound, I just throw them in a folder and I call it like my Serum Stash or whatever. Serum 2 came out recently, so I started like a new folder. That's where I got like the Serum Stash 2. So yeah, now that I've released this kit, I've moved on to 3. So who knows? Maybe you'll see that someday. Serum 2 is insane, and as someone who sound designs a lot, it has made my life so wonderful. I've made so many sounds I would not have been able to make in Serum 1 with a fraction of the effort, and it's just beautiful. We got Not Nepo. right, I'm gonna stop this like early. We're gonna preserve our ears, because I hope everyone here values their ears. What I gotta say to you is I understand what you were trying to go for. I really do. You wanted kind of like that super bassy trash mix kind of sound that is very popular right now. Whatever you did isn't the way to do it necessarily. It kind of just seems like you have a soft clipper on the master. You just push the shit out of your 808 and you hope for the best, because it didn't really work. You know what I mean? Like, there's a better way to do it. I'm not going to detail how to do it. I feel like you can watch videos online. You can figure it out in due time. But what you did is not the way to do it, and it didn't really work out in the way you wanted it to. Melody was cool, though. I'll give you that.
Fucking no respect out here, man.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff there. I like the drums. I felt like the whole beat overall was a little too wet itself. I did think it kind of got a little repetitive too after a while, but I do think you had some really good things there with like the drums, all the perk sounds you were using, the melody. They were all pretty strong points that could have been cleaned up with a tighter mix, I think. Someone was asking something earlier. I forget what they were saying though. Yeah, someone said this got the same amount of votes as the rock beat. Yeah, this is why we don't go off the voting system. This is why we have a two-tiered judging system here. All right, this is the last page of beats. If these suck, that's just gonna be sad. I'm not even gonna try and say it. Let's listen. Good luck. What I have to say about this is I think like the melody's kind of cool. You have some interesting ideas going on there. Your 808 just being like so ungodly low was not the greatest, and I feel like your kick was absurdly weak. It just didn't really work. Your drums, like your drum overall, like the patterns and everything, weren't the most solid. They were a little on the basic side, but you did have a good point with the melody, that's for sure. We got Percy up next. what I have to say to this is the intro was nice. It was a little bit long, but it was very nice. The drop was crazy. I liked the panning you did. I really liked like the glides you had in the intro as well. What I didn't really fuck with though was the 808 just was like barely really there. It didn't really bring that big feel that you were trying to get. The melody was really really nice though, so I think you had a very strong beat, but it could have been a little bit better with a stronger 808 in there. Also, to everyone begging me to go to another page or to listen to your beat or whatever, just get more votes next time. I don't know if you have to like ask your mom to do it, ask your friends, whatever, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not three votes and you could be on this page. That's all I'm saying. Play next page? No. We got Moderate Productions up next. Wait, Oscar Edlund, right? I just want to say, if your beat did not get more votes than this, it didn't get more than 2 votes, and you're saying all these beats that got more votes than your beat are trash, I feel like that says quite a lot about your beat, no? Alright, I'm stopping at the second purchase your beats today. I understand you may have forgotten to remove the tags or whatever, but that's a little overdone at that point. You got your tag, and then you got the purchase your beats tag. I have to personally subtract points because that is your submission, you know what I mean? I think the melody is a weak point as well. Your drums were solid. The hi-hat pattern was okay, I guess. I thought the snares you added in there were pretty nice. The kick was nice and powerful. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the biggest takeaway. We got this dude.
Jax, I'll be your grave.
I think the melody is really nice. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I think the melody is really nice. It's definitely the strong point. I felt like the drums were a little generic in terms of like trap, going along with the melody. It could have been cooler, like if you got a little more creative with the drums, because I felt like the melody was just like so good. The piano was really nice. What you kind of brought in there, everything you brought in with the melody in terms of variation was nice. It's just the drums were so plain, it felt. But still a really nice submission. A lot of room. It would be good for an artist too, I think. We got Cuz. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. You got some weird dissonance in the beginning. It's whatever, because like I don't know what you're doing with your mix. Your open hat doesn't have this filter on it, but everything else does. Makes your kick weak, like, and then your open hat's stupidly loud. The mix is just really bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the idea though. I like where you were going with it. Yeah, if the mix was nice, it would be a much better beat, very rappable. We got Lazy Albert. I'm glad somebody else said it. The vocals, in your opinion, don't go well. I wrote down the exact same thing. Basically, it kind of loses regard for the sample, in my humble opinion. I also kind of felt like you had like a nice melody in the beginning, but your 808s were just playing some notes that were kind of off at times. That didn't really work the greatest. I do have to commend you. Your drum game was really strong. You had some nice drill drums going on. It was like a nice breath of fresh air. Things were hitting hard. That was good. It's just it didn't really work the greatest with the sample. Kind of just felt more like you threw some really nice drums over top of a sample than anything else. All drill rappers kind of became copies of each other. The premier drill rapper also died too. You know what I mean? Like the one who was the most mainstream. Same kind of thing happened with like emo trap. So when the leaders of the genre die, or pass away, I should say, then so does the genre typically. You know what I mean? We got Throwaway. Yeah, so it's really quiet. There's some goofy things going on here. There are some like very generic, very typical approaches to the drums being taken as well that I'm not the biggest fan of. But you do have some bounce. Like there's bounciness going on here, so I got to give you props for that. We got M1 Mill. I've heard more than enough. It hurts my ears. It goes really high pitch. Doesn't really do anything to stop it from being too high pitch. Yeah, I think this is a great title. Horribly mixed G-funk type beat. It is pretty poorly mixed. It's unique. I'll give you that. It's definitely not the strongest of the submissions. You know what I mean? Throwaway music numbers. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely got some really strong points. The mix is really nice. The sample is nice, and the drums overall are a little plain, but they are mixed really well, so they stick out nicely. I do feel as though the drum bounce doesn't really work the greatest with the sample necessarily, and I think that kind of detracts from it a little bit. And also kind of the drums are a little plain. Like you can go a little harder than that. We got 34 Islands.
This is that new track.
I think there's some stuff here. The melody's okay-ish. It's not the greatest mix. What I'm most mad about is your sidechain. Like it's just, I think it's way too much the way you did it. It's poorly done in my opinion. But I think like the rest is okay. It's kind of there. It's not really for me. I don't see the vision. I honestly don't. So that means that we've got all the submissions in. Right? Yeah, all the submissions in. That means we've got all the tracks we need to listen to. I already have the top three. Like this was. I'm not gonna say it was easy, but it was kind of easy because there were some really good beats that were submitted. And if I have to give them in order, first up, first place, we will not start with. What we will do is we will start with third place. I feel like that's a little more climactic. Gotta find the people though. Oh, yeah, I don't have my glasses on. This is hard to do. Okay, I found third place. In third place, big round of applause. You know, hold, drum roll, all that stuff. In third place, we have Tomer.
The middle children of history, man.
Hockey.
We have no Great War, no Great Depression.
Hey, yo, True, play that shit back.
Our Great Depression.
This nigga SP saucing it up.
That's third place, Tomer. In second place, drum roll please. You probably couldn't see that. I was drumming on my desk. Either way, drum roll please, drum roll please. All right, third place, or second place, I mean, we've got Arheem. Was Arheem's beat. Remember, we respect all genres here. Now in first place, I'm not personally surprised, but we got, I don't even know how to say this. Sinai, Snoo. We'll play your beat. Alright, I will reach out to the three of you. I assume I have your Discord name somehow, some way, somewhere. I will reach out to you with your prizes though. We'll get that sorted out. Yeah, congrats. Honestly, congrats to everyone for submitting. I know it's probably not the easiest to submit, but you know what? You did it. You did it. Good on you. We're gonna end the stream here. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday night, Monday evening, whatever time of day it is for you. We'll do another one of these. We're gonna be doing these at like the very end of the month. That's kind of the idea. So yeah, we'll also have a feedback stream like middle of next month. We do that. That's the schedule now, in case you couldn't tell. I need to be a little more clear with my schedule, but that's what's up. That's what's going on. An honorable mention. The honorable mention, if I had to do an honorable mention, it would go to Nangineer. He was very close to top 3. I don't know off the top of my head if he was exactly like 4th, but he was extremely close to top 3, either 4th or 5th or something along those lines. And you got to respect what he did here. Did I disregard the heat on the second page, or did the second page not get enough votes and then disregard themselves. I think it's the second one personally. That's what I'm gonna tell myself, to go to sleep peacefully tonight, so don't worry about it. Anyways, thank you all for coming out, showing up. I appreciate it. You guys keep the channel going and keep it alive. Was yours in the top 10? We're not gonna do any more details. That's it. That's all. I'm not gonna give out any scores, none of that stuff. The Oscar dude was being annoying. I'm glad, honestly. One big boo for Oscar. Everyone in chat, please give a boo for Oscar. If that's the last thing we can do, my Monday will be a phenomenal day. Yeah, we got one. That's all that matters to me. All right, take care. Peace. I'll see y'all next time.